Well, Scott, I think if there was a way to respond to St Albans in midweek, that was definitely it. 4-0 win at home against Worthing. Where do we start on that fixture?
Yeah, no, an incredible performance. I think I hate the word game plan because game plans can quickly go out the window. Ideas and instructions that we gave the lads, they carried out absolutely perfectly. So we wanted to take away their extra man at the back, which we did. We went man for man all over the pitch. We left ourselves 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 on our halfway line, and just backed the boys to be better than the opposition. And I thought every single person, especially in that first half, was better than their opponent. And when you do that, I say better, we stopped them playing. That was the game plan. And we wanted to counter quickly, we wanted to pass forward quickly, and we wanted to run. We wanted to make it a running game because we've got a really dynamic side. You've probably seen that we played John Gilbert in a central 2 in midfield, which we've never done before, but he's the best presser that we've got in the team. And then obviously when it pays off that he goes and nicks the ball back on the edge of the box and scores, it's all like your dreams come true. So no, I think everything just worked brilliantly against an unbelievable footballing team. We've got to give them credit for what they've done this season. They're the hardest team to set up against. They're really, really difficult. They sort of play with your mind a little bit as well, because I sit and watch them throughout the week and I speak to other managers, and I know Torquay done it differently. They kind of went there and sat in the mid-block and then went and pressed at the right times, but we're not good at that. We did it at Dorking the other week and we came unstuck, but today I thought the boys were absolutely superb.
And excluding the visit of Boreham Wood towards the end of the season now, that's the 6 of the other teams in the top of the table we've actually managed to go unbeaten against. So I just wanted to ask, how's that happened? Like, how do you do that?
It's a strange one. Like, our record at home is very good. Our record away is not so good. But I think it's a mentality thing. Today I was up for it, and I hope the boys were going to be up for it as well. And I think it was a game where we had nothing to lose. No one predicted that we would get anything from today's game. But I did. I said to the lads I really fancied us today, purely because when we do it right and we step onto teams, we're really difficult to play against. I think Mark White alluded to that. He said that we went and suffocated them when we played them home on a Tuesday night, and I got it wrong at Dorking the other week where we went there and sat in. So I'm learning all the time. I'll take responsibility for the results like that, but the boys have to take the credit for today, because every single person done what was asked of them. The instructions were pretty simple. They had a man each, they had a number each that they had to go and get after, and I thought they did it brilliantly well.
And before I'd speak about player performances specifically, I mean, we've got to talk about, of course, Slavy Sparsov, man of the match today with his 2 goals, and also David O'Bonnor heavily involved. I just wanted to ask you about Dan Bayliss, and it felt to me, because I was sat in an opposite position to what I normally would, how vocal he was today. Is that something that's been sort of picked up and been noted? Yeah,
I think in terms of today, you have to communicate when you play against Worthing, because it is a sort of tactical game. Sometimes you can have an extra man at the back and you don't need to sort of pass players over, you have to pass players over, but you can kind of see it. But their movement today was pretty difficult at times, where they drop into little pockets and our centre halves were going all the way in there. And yeah, it did become a very tactical affair, but communication was key, and I thought the conversations that we were having in terms of the back line, talking to the midfield talking to the front men, I could hear Jammers talking to David throughout the whole match, and it definitely helps. We talk about working smart, but also working hard, and I thought the lads worked extremely smart today. But yeah, no, it's an incredible result. I think Worthing are an excellent team. They've been on absolute fire this season, but coming here we always fancy ourselves. Like you said about I think this is 6 out of the top 7 that have come here, and what have we got? Maybe 11 points now from 18. I think we've won 3 and drawn 2, or won 3 and drawn 3. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm tired. So yeah, it's been good. That's all I know. But yeah, no, it's a great performance. One that we won't get carried away with, because we let ourselves down in midweek. We let the supporters down that went to watch us, and we know we can be better than that. But we also did have 3 or 4 changes to the starting 11, and it's not ideal. I think Slavy's come back in today and led the line extremely well. So yeah, there's so many positives. And then, so for you, who would you pick for your man of the match today? God, it's really difficult. Everyone I thought was an 8 out of 10 or more. I'm delighted for David O'Bonnor, because he's been beating himself up recently. His quality probably hasn't been to the heights of what he hit last season, and he's He's been beating himself up, which is really difficult because he's a great lad. He's still learning all the time. But today I thought that was the real David Ogbonna. I thought he was absolutely superb. John Gilbert, his work rate in there was incredible. Slavy obviously getting 2 goals. It's really difficult to single people out. I thought everyone played their part, and if one person doesn't do what's asked, the whole thing falls to pieces. And I said that to the lads in there, that everyone has to be good for the man-to-man press to work, and it was.
And then just a couple of little knocks that were taken towards the end of the game. The ones of note, I think, were Lewis Mitchell who had to come off, and also John Gilbert, I noticed, towards the end of the game. Are they okay?
Yeah, listen, it's an intense game. Everyone ran their socks off, so they're going to feel tired, they're going to feel knocks and niggles. I think Lewis hasn't played a lot of football, but he was brilliant today, just in terms of what we asked him to do. Go and get, like Joel Colbrand, get his head down, make him play backwards. Gilbs is okay. He's obviously, he runs for days. I think that's Henry's 10th booking now as well, so he'll miss Truro next week and Chippenham, but he's been carrying an injury for probably the last month, so he's not been training, he's just been playing matches. So yeah, it's a shame that we're losing, but it's probably come at the right time that it gives him a chance to rest and recover. But it's one of those days where you go home, you can be extremely satisfied, but like I said, all credit to the boys, because we can come up with ideas and game plans and whatnot, but if the lads don't want to do it, it goes out the window. But they did it perfectly well, and stopped a very, very good side being threatening. They obviously had their chances, but we could have probably scored another 3 or 4 as well ourselves. So overall, a fantastic day.
And finally then, we move onwards now to what is the longest away trip of the season, to Truro. Should be a good game, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. We're getting the train early morning next week, so it'll be a little good team bonding session on the way down there, hopefully on the way back if we get a positive result. A very, very good side. They're very, very good at what they do. Tough place to go. They got some excellent players, top manager and assistant, so we're going to have to be good. We know we can't be below par. Our away performances have been very poor, but luckily our home form has been very, very good. So we know it'll be tough. We've got to obviously take into account the travel down there. It's a long day, and I think that's why Truro are so good at home. Even trying to plan to get down there is difficult. So no, they're good people down there, and we look forward to it. Hopefully we can get as many supporters as we can, but we know it's a big ask. I think today they were absolutely brilliant. They supported us from minute 1, and it's nice to create an atmosphere because the boys played well, and that helps the fans then be a little bit more vocal, obviously be jubilant at the end, and be excited. And yeah, I'm just pleased for everyone. I think we needed that in terms of response to Tuesday, because I went home Tuesday and I felt sick. A point would have been an incredible result. A 7-point week would have been very, very good, but we have to take the 6 points and move on to Truro next week.
Well, congratulations on today's win, and I think you've earned your well-earned rest now, and we'll see you next Saturday away at Truro.
Cheers, Gon, thank you.